In a town named Janasthan was a Brahmana called Jada, who was born in the Kaushika dynasty. That Brahmana gave up the Shastric religious activities and took to many irreligious activities. He was fond of gambling, drinking, hunting, and visiting prostitutes. He squandered his wealth in this way. He also went to northern countries to earn more money. After he earned sufficiently, he decided to return to Janasthan. He travelled a long distance and found himself in a very deserted place. After the sunset and the area became engulfed by darkness, he thought of resting under a tree that night. While he was asleep, some robbers approached him and beat him to death to steal his wealth. As Jada had given up all religious activities and led a sinful life, after his death he attained the form of a ghost. Jada had a son who was very religious and well versed in Vedic Shastras. When he realized that his father had not returned to Janasthan after a long time, he decided to go search for him. He travelled for many days, asking every traveller he encountered about his father's whereabouts. One day, he met someone who sadly informed him of his father's death. Upon hearing this devastating news, he decided to go to Kashi to offer Pinda for the release of his father from his hellish condition. On the 9th day of his journey, he happened to rest beneath the same tree under which his father was murdered. At that very place, in the evening, he performed his daily worship to Lord Sri Krishna, and he recited the 3rd chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. As he completed his recitation, a loud sound resonated from the sky. When he looked up, he saw his father, whose form transformed before his eyes into a stunning being with 4 arms, adorned in a yellow dhoti. His complexion resembled that of a dark rain cloud, and his bodily effulgence was lightening up all the directions. At that moment, his father bestowed his blessings upon him. Curious about the extraordinary events, the son inquired his father about them. The father said, "My dear son, by reciting the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, you have freed me from the ghostly form I had received due to my sinful activities. Now, you should return home, as your purpose for travelling to Kashi has been fulfilled through your recitation of Bhagavad Gita 3rd chapter." When the son inquired from the father if there were any further instructions from him, the father said, "My brother had also led a very sinful life, and he is suffering somewhere in the darkest regions of hell. If you wish to liberate him and our other ancestors who are suffering here and there in different species in the material universe, then kindly recite the 3rd chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And by that recitation, they will all attain a form similar to Lord Sri Vishnu's and ascend to Vaikuntha." When the son heard these instructions from his father, he replied, "In that case, I will recite the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita until every soul trapped in a hellish existence is freed." In response, his father blessed him, saying, "So be it." Shortly after, an airplane from the spiritual realm of Vaikuntha arrived to take the father to his destination. Thereafter, Jada's son returned to Janasthan and sat in front of Lord Sri Krishna's deity form. With a desire to free all the conditioned souls suffering in the hellish condition, he started reciting the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. As he continued his recitation day after day, Lord Sri Vishnu sent his messengers, the Vishnu Dutas, to Sri Yamaraja's kingdom, the overseer of punishment for sinful beings. Upon arriving before Yamaraja, the Vishnu Dutas conveyed a message from Sri Vishnu, who rests on the bed of Anantasesha in the ocean of milk. They informed Yamaraja that Lord Vishnu was inquiring about his well-being and commanded him to release all the conditioned souls enduring suffering in hell. When Yamaraja received this instruction from Lord Vishnu, he promptly released all the conditioned souls from hell and accompanied the Vishnudutas to the ocean of milk known as Shvetadvipa to have the darshan of Lord Vishnu. When he arrived there, he beheld Lord Vishnu reclining on the Anantasesha, his body radiating with the brilliance of countless suns, while Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, was gently massaging his lotus feet. Surrounding him were rishis, sages, and demigods led by Lord Indra, all singing the glories of Lord Vishnu. Lord Brahma was also present, reciting the Vedas. Sri Yamaraja fell to the ground and offered his respects to Lord Vishnu, reciting the following prayers. Dear Vishnu, you are the well-wisher of all conditioned souls, and your glories are without end. The Vedas have originated from you. You are time. In due course, you will bring an end to all things. You are the cause and sustainer of the three worlds, and you reside as the super soul in everyone's heart, guiding their actions. You are the universal Guru and the ultimate goal of all devotees. O Lotus-eyed One, I offer my obeisances to you repeatedly. Your glories are immeasurable. With folded hands, Yamaraja respectfully addressed Lord Vishnu. He said, following your guidance, I have freed all the conditioned souls from hell. Please tell me what task you would like me to undertake next. Lord Vishnu replied in a voice as deep as thunder and as sweet as nectar. Dear Dharmaraja, you treat everyone equally, and I need not provide you with instructions regarding your duties. Please return to your abode with my complete blessings and continue your responsibilities. Then Lord Vishnu disappeared from the vision of Yamaraja, and Yamaraja returned to his own abode. After the Brahmana had successfully freed all his ancestors and the rest of the conditioned souls from hell, the Vishnudutas arrived and escorted him to the realm of Lord Vishnu, where he was able to engage in the service of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead eternally.